What's up, everybody? Ron Harris here. Thanks for joining me live on a Saturday. Father's Day is tomorrow here in the U.S. So in advance, happy birthday to all the dads. Happy birthday. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Happy birthday. Well, it's probably somebody's birthday. So today we're going to take a look at a guy who goes by the name of El Campeon. He was not somebody I had even heard of up until maybe a month ago. Lately, he's gone kind of viral. TikTok, which I'm not on, but apparently he has 19.3 million likes on TikTok. 438,000, 38.7 followers on TikTok. Instagram, he has 221,000. I'll take a look at his Instagram real quick before we show you some videos. Campeón. And I want to say right up front, not only do I not have anything against this guy, I actually think he's a very likable guy. I don't know if he's from Mexico. He's training at an LA Fitness, which I believe is in LA, the one he trains at. He sells some merch, and you know what? Seems like a humble guy. He loves training heavy. His form is atrocious, but he seems like a genuinely nice guy, a devout Christian. This is his merch, Champion's only brand. And, I encourage you guys, if you find him, if you're getting a lot of enjoyment and entertainment out of watching his videos for whatever reason, check him out. He's got Champion's only. The link is on his Instagram. And yeah. So it's El Campeón, which is El Champion with 3 N's, no spaces, El Campeón. That's his Instagram. But let's take a look at some of his lifts, because the reason I did this is I feel like what he's doing is kind of dangerous in a way, because it's a monkey see, monkey do world. He's on social media. He's getting a lot of views and a lot of attention. And I think that could lead to people emulating what he's doing, either because they want to be quote unquote famous like him and get all the clicks and views and followers, or they just want to emulate it to move that kind of weight, because, as guys, we have this macho instinct to want to outdo all the other guys and to lift more weight than everybody. And this guy's certainly moving a lot of damn weight. So let's take a look at some of his lifts. Okay, this is his deadlift with, I don't know, what's that, 8, 9? It's a lot of weight. I think it's eight plates, so like 765. So you can see he never actually lifts it. It's never at the bar. The weights never leave the ground. Tries again. I give it up. This guy loves training, and he does not quit. He does not give up. He has no fear of the weights. So, like I said, I am not hating on this guy at all. I just don't like what he's doing, because I think other people would get hurt. The fact that he hasn't been hurt yet. So he puts on not 1, not 2, but 3 belts, smacks himself with the belts to get all psyched up. He's got the Bluetooth microphone on there, clipped onto his spandex. He always wears like head to toe spandex and these Timberland boots. This isn't even the heavy set. This is just one of the warm-ups on the way. I'm really not sure what the purpose of the bands is. So as you might expect, the range of motion is not going to be much. But the fact that he's unlocking it and that his knees aren't being driven through his torso, the tendon strength on this man must be astonishing. He must have crazy strong tendons, thick, strong tendons, because he's not a big guy. As you can see, if he's like average height, let's say he's like 5'9", I believe he's Mexican, so Mexicans sometimes can be even shorter than the average for the average American male. I bet he doesn't weigh more than like 170, 75 pounds would be my guess. Okay, so that was the warm-up. Sorry. I'm going to go to... So here he is doing the heaviest set. Every plate that machine holds, plus he doesn't have the dumbbell stacked on this one. He's gone heavier than this. So this isn't even the heaviest he's gone. So again, the boots. Actually, I used to love training in boots, those cop boots, the Magnums, like Ronnie Coleman trained in. So he's going to unlock it. And, you've seen all these gym fail videos. You put gym fails in the YouTube search, and you'll see some horrific accidents where people suffered muscle tears or worse, broken backs. So you can see he's barely moving it, tiny little range of motion. But even that's astonishing to me, that he can do that and not be have all that weight come crashing down on him. So he is a very, very strong guy. I'm going to give it up to El Campeón. Let's see. Okay, so here's some curls. Yikes. 125s. Biceps are doing nothing there. Kind of reminds me of Squiggy from the old Laverne and Shirley TV show. So this is a superset. Puts down the 125s. Then he goes up to this curl bar with 345s on each side. It's probably not 315 because that bar is probably not 45, but it's probably about 300 pounds. Okay. I've never seen anybody, even the biggest, strongest guys, curl 345s on the side with any semblance of form where it looked like their biceps were actually doing the work. And not surprisingly, his biceps aren't going to do anything here either. I mean, even though he's got the belt, so it's kind of just like a spasm, a shrug. And yeah, the fact that he didn't just tear his biceps, again, testament to the tendons and ligaments on this guy. Amazing. I'm really impressed. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm impressed this guy hasn't hurt himself. Horribly hurt himself, like blown out, herniated discs, ripped muscles off the bone. I don't know how it hasn't happened. Here's some shrugs. And everything. Very, very strong guy and very strong connective tissues. That the fact that he hasn't been, that was 645. He was just trying to shrug. So he was holding plus weight on the handle. So he even got the attention of Ronnie Coleman. Ronnie Coleman did a whole video. He said, I can't give you any reps on the squat, basically. So this guy's quickly becoming famous, and there you can see his chains and all the crosses. Like I said, very religious guy. Let's go back to the Instagram again. He's got some stuff on the Instagram that's not on his YouTube channel. His YouTube channel is just called El Campeón with one N, so check that out. Like I said, I have nothing against the guy. I think he's a good guy. I mean, everything I can tell, good man, good heart. He's trying to like put out a positive message of, you can do anything you set your mind to and all that, which is awesome. I love that. But some of the stuff I'm seeing him do is just really, really dangerous. Controlling the negative, going down. What did I want to look at? There was one where he was like, oh man, videos. Was he real relaxing to Sam while at Target workout? Yeah. So he put out, he's got a collab now, a guy that's helping him put out videos, a fellow gym member, AJ Bolton. So shout out to you, AJ, for giving this guy some better content than just setting up his tripod at the gym. Now he's got some actual footage, some editing and stuff. So like I said, man, I do not have anything against this guy. Support him, get his merch if you love his videos. Look at that. He's a very religious guy. All the crosses, all the chains. He's got the rosary beads. He's got everything going on there. So he's working out with him. And so some of the stuff I see him do, not horrible form. He's just wrapped up in the whole stunt lifting thing. If he would do more of this, behind the neck is kind of questionable because it's rough on the rotator cuffs. But if he would do more training like this and less of the ego lifting, I promise you he would be bigger. But like I said, I have nothing against the guy, and I encourage you to support him. Subscribe to his channel, get his merch. Yeah, I'll show you the merch again. It's not bad. Champions Only. That's his brand. Catalog. What's he got? He's got 4 different t-shirts now, $35 each. I guess that's it. That's all the products for now, but God bless him. God bless him. Seriously. All right. Let's get to some of your comments and questions, guys. What do you got to say? El Campeón, that's what he called himself, El Champion. He's been viral for over a year now. Thank you, Socrates. I haven't heard of him until just recently. But, it's a lot of people watch him, maybe not hoping he's going to get hurt, but probably in amazement that he's not getting hurt doing what he's doing, because it's a ton of weight that he's still unracking sometimes, and he does like these partial range of motion squats and stuff. This guy has one giant tendon with a head on top. Yeah. I don't know anything about Raymond. I couldn't find any info on the guy, not even his real name. At one point in the video, he's having like an imaginary conversation with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He says something called, he says Mariano. So his first name might be Mariano. See, he's not young. Yeah, he's not a young guy. You need faith to be lifting that heavy. Yeah. He definitely has faith, man of faith. I don't think he wants to be bigger. I think he just wants to be seen. Well, and Simpson, in a couple of his videos, he did say, I don't know anything about Anatoly. I don't know. No opinion. I don't know anything about him. He did say in his videos that he wants to be built like Sam Sulek, like Ronnie Coleman. He does want to look like a bodybuilder. He did say that in his videos. Let's go back to the Instagram. I think the Instagram had some more recent uploads, like maybe the squats, because he's got some crazy stuff on there. This is probably a leg press. It's merch drop. Okay, so here's some squats. Okay, well, this is 405. And actually, I saw this. He actually does kind of like half reps. He's not, at least this, he's trying to do something. Well, I give him like almost half, like a 40% rep. But then look at all this. What's that, 8 plates? That's a lot of weight on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is it 9 plates or 10 plates? Whatever it is, he's not going to do anything with it. He's going to unrack it though. Just to okay, it's on a Smith machine, so you don't have to. Worst case scenario, unless it came crashing down, he could just throw the safety latch. Oh, quick announcement. Dropped some new merch. Go get that bag, as we say, right? And he's going to unrack it. And ooh. I think he knows his limits. I think he knows when he might get hurt. So then he's back to the free bar squat. I've seen worse. With 405. I'm actually surprised he can do that. So, yeah. God bless this guy. And yeah, not everything he does is horrible. He mixes in, like, look at that. That's nice full range of motion with a weight he can control. Same here. It's just, if his goal is to get bigger muscles, this is what he should be primarily doing, is weights he can control with a nice full range of motion and really working the muscle, rather than these stunts where he just unracks the weight, kind of pushes or pulls it like an inch. Yeah. Get all that. Ronnie Coleman react to my videos. So now I'll react to your comments. He knows, even though he doesn't speak English, I'm sure he could translate. He knows a lot of these people are clowning him and saying hurtful, mean things in the comments. I'm not doing that. I'm just pointing out that I don't want to see anybody imitating him, because they want to go viral too. And obviously this is the world we live in. It's social media is so competitive that you have to sort of stand out from everybody else. And that's one way to do it, is just do crazy, crazy stuff. What's he going to do with this? What's he going to do here? I don't know what he's doing here. He definitely loves to train. So you know what? He's one of us. 1-2 plate. I've never seen this clip before. I'm seeing it for the first time with you guys. This is my first reaction. Let's make the chest bigger to open the chest more. Yeah, so he wants bigger muscles. He's not just trying to be strong. He does want to be bigger. What has he got on there? How many 45s? 3. Okay. So let's see what he does. He's a strong guy. I bet he can do some good reps with this if he really wanted to. It's small. No. Okay. No. Couldn't get it. Oh well. We've all been there. So crawls out. He's safe. I said the fact that he hasn't been hurt. I mean, I'm glad. I don't want the guy to get hurt. I don't really. Like I said, I have nothing but love and respect for this guy as a human being. I just wish he wouldn't show all this stuff because somebody's going to get hurt trying to do this. It's a 14 plate squat, 7 plates aside. The whole thing with the 2 belts is kind of weird. He's a unique individual. He's eccentric. He marches to the beat of his own drum, as we're saying. He doesn't give a shit what you think about him. Banging his head there, crossing himself. Okay, here we go. Let's go, El Campeón. So it's a Smith machine. He's going to get it off the rack. That 10 plates? No, it's 7 plates. I'm sorry. So, ooh, he moved it. Ooh. He's got the safety stops there. Smart. He's not completely reckless and foolish. He is observing some safety protocols to try to minimize. But I promise you, somebody else attempting to do the things he's doing would get hurt, badly hurt, because he has exceptional tendon strength. Exceptional. I promise you, his tendons are much, much stronger than the average person. And the average person would get hurt trying these things. They would take that weight off their leg press, bend their knees a little bit, and it would come crashing down and crush them like a bug. And they might be seriously hurt, or people have died lifting weights with going far heavier than they should and getting crushed by bars and plates and things like that. We're talking about, this he's fearless. I'll give him that. He is fearless. I respect that he has no fear. And I don't think he's a dumb guy. I just think he has no fear of weights. In his heart, he thinks he can lift anything, and he tries. Barely moving. Every gym has a guy like this. At least one guy. I don't think I've ever belonged to a gym that didn't have some guy that was always doing way too much weight and not. Okay, here's the world record. He's going to try 810 pounds. This is on a vertical vertical squat machine. So it's a squat machine. You probably have one like this at your gym. My gym has one like this. I used to be able to get, of course I'm bragging, I used to be able to get like 15, 20 good reps with 8 or 9 plates on the side where I was going to parallel. And if I recall from this clip, these reps were certainly better than those leg press reps. Boy, whack, whack, whack. He's got 3 microphones clipped onto his shirt. I don't know why he needs 3, but he's got 3. Just so you can hear every word. So here he goes. And I remember he actually moved a little bit on this. So I'd say that's like a good half rep. I'll count that as a half rep. Another half rep. 2. El Campeón. Now, this is not a world record. There is no world record for this particular machine. And if there was, there are plenty of people that can do this with full range of motion. They're much, much bigger than this gentleman here. Like I said, let's say he's like 5'8", 5'9", I bet he's like 170 pounds. Can't be much bigger than that. But like I said, man, I'm not hating on the guy. God bless him. God bless him. Champions only. T-shirt. Got a discount code. Oh, okay, he's with Bucked Up too. Okay, good. God, good. Campeón, sponsored by Bucked Up. Okay, so he's probably got a discount code, and if you want to support the guy, he seems like a very good guy. I bet I get along great with him. He doesn't speak English, and my Spanish is pretty spotty at best. Look at the size of that gym bag. Oof, because that's all the belts and the wraps and everything. Yeah, campeón. So back to his IG, yeah. So give him a follow if you want. Yeah. Let's go back to some comments. All right, what do you guys got to say? He's been around for over a year. How old is he? Not sure. He's not young. I bet he's about 40. I bet if I had to guess. Think about Anatoly. I don't know anything about him. Do you think he is natty? Yeah, I would bet you good money, Raymond, that he's natural. Because he does use pretty decent form on some things. He mixes in good training with this ego stuff. Let's face it, no one's going to sit there and millions of people aren't going to watch a TikTok of a fairly thin guy pressing, weights that most people in the gym can press and pull. So he does these stunts and he's gone viral. But I don't think I think he'd be bigger than that if he was on gear. I think so. Totally. I don't know who Anatoly is, Socrates. I'm sorry. Crushes egos. He must be some actual strong guy. Yeah. R.I.P. Douglas Frochi. Am I saying his name right? I'm sorry, guys. Let me make sure I get the guy's name right. Gentleman passed away, 36 years old. Frucci, yeah. Born in 88, so he's either 35 or 36. I don't know when his birthday was. Much too young to be leaving the world. I heard it was a drug overdose. That's all I've heard. I don't know. Paul Barnett says, I work out with fake plates in my garage just for my own ego. Paul is about in the low 250s right now. Very close to contest condition as he's getting ready for Masters Nationals. Say, I really feel. I think he's a good guy. I think he's a good guy, but he's doing things that I don't want anyone else imitating because El Campeón, whatever his real name is, it might be Mariano. He hasn't got hurt, but I promise you, somebody else out there attempting to do these things like loading up every plate a leg press can hold and then piling dumbbells on. There's somebody out there that would try that and they'd take it off the rack, bend their knees, and it would come crashing down and, I don't know, break ribs or worse. They would get really hurt. I don't think the weights are fake, Raymond. I don't think so. No, this is an LA Fitness. I think he's got real weights. And, he's a strong dude. I've seen him unload the leg press, grabbing 345s at a time. That's 135 pounds. Because he doesn't have anybody helping him. It's all him doing the loading and unloading all these crazy plates, which must be an ordeal in itself. I don't want to get hurt either, but Jesus, yeah. Your idol of Dragon says true ego lifter. You're talking about Rich Gaspari. Well, not like this. Not like this. Let's go back to his. Let's see if I missed anything, man. Literally checks his ego, shrugs. Well, I've seen worse on that. Calm down. Every day I look in the mirror and talk to my ego. Talk to myself and say, calm down, ego. You're just rat boys. So he's basically saying he doesn't have an ego. He's not ego lifting. He's going to be negative towards other people. He's a positive guy. 5 lifting belts. Does he really have 5? Going to put 5 lifting belts on? I guess he has 5 with him. That's a lot of belts. I mean, if you need that many belts to keep your spine from bending at all, clearly that's an indication you probably have way too much weight on there. The caption is El Campeón checks his ego. So the fact that he can even hold on to that with straps for a fairly light guy, a little partial push press there, a little partial standing military press, because he's jumping with the legs. Hey, his legs they're not very big, and I promise you his legs would be so much bigger if he would just use some range of motion. Well, did we already watch that one? Yeah, we did, because I remember the Winnie the Pooh dancing. Going back. Just want to see if I missed anything. Not sure what he's doing there. Yeah, I mean, it must take half the workout must be just moving plates back, taking plates around the gym. See, he doesn't have anybody helping him. That's why, even when I was like very, very strong in the leg press, when I could do 12 or 15 plates aside, whatever, it was just a pain in the ass putting the plates on and off. It was like, that was half the workout. So he's shrugging every plate the machine can hold. Plus he's putting a couple on the handles. So I guess my takeaway message here is, guys, don't try this. I won't say don't try this at home. I say don't try it at the gym. Don't try it anywhere. Don't subject your joints and tendons to this kind of strain and stress. Yeah, I guess he was a boxer in his youth. So, you know, I'm not making fun of the guy. I'm not trying to be derogatory about him as a person. He strikes me as a very good person. I know it's kind of hard to judge character from social media posts, but everything I see leads me to believe he's a devout Christian, a humble guy, loves to train, and he just loves the challenge of these weights that, you know, nobody his size should be able to move these weights. And sometimes he does actually move them. They move a little bit. What was he doing here? Smith machine. I assume he's going to try to shrug that. Yeah, he does a lot of, see, he got to put knee wraps around there to keep it from falling, the last weight on the end from falling off. So what's he going to do? So this is hard with a Smith because you have to rotate the bar. You can't really use the straps properly like you could with a barbell because you can't just lock your hands in. Then you have to rotate them. I think that's the issue he was having is you can't strap in on a Smith machine because then you have to rotate your hands and it gets all messed up. Yeah. So I'm not going to belabor the point. Like I said here, this is impressive. Once I become a bodybuilder, if God gives me permission, allows me to continue doing this beautiful sport, compete for bodybuilding. So he wants to compete in bodybuilding. I love the bodybuilding, weightlifting as well. And I don't think he knows, you know, any better. He doesn't have anyone to guide him as far as what he should be doing to develop bodybuilder type of physique, which is more reps, more range of motion. But, you know, this isn't bad. Push-ups with weights on your back. This is actually a great movement for your chest. I don't like push-ups for the chest because your body weight's typically not sufficient. But if you start piling weights on your back, which most of us would need somebody to help us out, help us do that. Wouldn't be able to do it on our own. There's some more of these crazy shoulder training. Very, very ballistic. Like I said, he must have the strongest tendons. Tendons are what hold the muscle to the bones. I've torn my tricep tendon, my quadricep tendon. I've had partial tears of the pec, of a hamstring, soleus. I've torn a bunch of things. So I don't have the tendon strength this guy has because this isn't too bad. I mean, I've seen worse. I don't know what he's doing there. That's a shrug. Okay, he's doing a shrug lying down the ground. It's not the most common movement I've ever seen, but it'll work. This is not working your shoulder at all, dude. I'm sorry. Your delta's doing nothing there. You're just flinging the weight away from your body, slamming it back down your thigh. And so, you know, you guys might say, Ron, you're just making fun of this guy. He's not mentally challenged. He doesn't strike me as, mentally deficient or autistic or mentally handicapped in any way. I think he's just ignorant. And when I use the word ignorant, it means he just doesn't know any better, doesn't know exactly how to go about building muscle mass. Please, I've just said 2 full knee replacements. Yeah, I mean, for those of us who have torn muscles, it hurts looking at things like that because we're cringing thinking, oh my God, if I did that, I'd re-tear. You know, if you've never gone through a muscle tear, you've never torn a muscle, it sucks. It's a long recovery process to get back to training, to get back to where you were in terms of size and strength. It takes a long time. It can take up to a year or more in some cases, depending on the muscle. So to see somebody putting themselves in this kind of risk, a very, very real risk of tearing a muscle, it's hard. It's hard to I'm looking undeniably in prep. No, this is my summer cut. I always call it, Paul. I try to get down to, so my competitive weight was always like, my best weight on stage was always like between 200, 205. Wasn't a big dude. I usually get down to, I can get as low as 217 now. My weight's actually pretty stable now that I'm leaner, 217 to 219. But I want to get down, I get down to like 212 or so, and then I'm really lean. I'm pretty close to contest condition, and I can hold that for like the whole summer. I'm almost there. Just the beach. I haven't gone to the beach yet. I don't know how many times I'm going to make it to the beach. It's really just for, Instagram. Big Paul, good look at Masters. Paul, how come you're not doing the Universe? It's only a week or two before, right? I don't know why you wouldn't do both. I mean, last time I competed, I did both because they were back to back. They were 2 weeks apart. Universe has been in Teaneck, New Jersey, the same place where they just had New York Pro a few weeks back, 3 weeks ago. And then Masters Nationals is always in Pittsburgh. So they're both East Coast shows. I don't know where you live, Paul. But 2 weeks apart, you're already in shape. And they both give out pro cards for Masters. So Barbarossa squats real or fake plates? Oh, those are 100% fake. Barbarossa. Who's Barbarossa? I was going to go to Fafa Fitness. She's the one I know for sure uses fake weights. Fafa Fitness. I got to find the right. So she's an influencer. I want to find one of the squat clips if I can. She's been known to use some fake weights. Here we go. Yeah. So her name is Fafa Fitness. Oh, I had it up there the whole time. Okay. So here's that clip. She's on a hoverboard, very unstable with what's supposed to be 315. But a couple people, a Goob U2, he went on Amazon and you can buy these. These are foam plates. They're they weigh like a pound each. So they're not really 45. So she's got the bar and maybe 10 pounds of plates on there. There's no bend at all. You know, even with 315, there's a little bit of a bend to the bar, a little bit. And, you know, she makes it look so effortless because it is effortless. She's only squatting probably like 55 pounds here, 60 pounds, something like that. But she's been called out as being, using fake weights. Iris Kyle says not smart. I don't know if Iris Priyan says, wow, because he's simple. Yeah, they're fake. They're fake. Fake weights and stupid thing for views nowadays. Well, you want to talk views? Fafa Fitness has 1.2 million followers. Got an OnlyFans, I bet? No OnlyFans. Good for you, girl. Good for you. Always happy to see when someone isn't selling nudes and especially pornography, their own private porn. Don't like to see that. I'm a prude. I'm so old-fashioned. Stop screen. You ever guest posed? I did guest pose once. Let me see if I can find the flyer. I actually did guest pose once. It was a show that I had won the year before. I'll show you the flyer just to show you that I'm not making this up. Because, why would somebody have me as a guest poser? So it was a show that only ran for 2 years. It was, here we go. It was up in New Hampshire. And it was called I got to get rid of this banner. I got rid of the banner first. Hang on. Oh, I already got rid of it. Okay, so here we go. Facebook. Share screen. Yeah, so is it up on screen? Yeah. So this was the show I guest posed at. It was the 2008 Team New England. Actually, that was the only year that show was held because I won it the year before when it was called the Natural Colonial Cup or the Colonial Cup Natural. It was an NPC tested show, urine tested, and you only had to be clean for a year. So, many of you will point out that's not really natural, and I'm not going to argue with you. I had been off gear for a year and 5 or 6 months at the time of the show. So I fulfilled the qualifications to be natural at that particular show. After I started using gear back in late 97, I've never claimed to be natural since then, because if you've built muscle with gear, you're going to hold on to some of that muscle forever. You'll lose a lot of it. Most people will lose, anywhere between 50 and 80% of anything that they gain from gear, but you're coming out ahead of where you would have been without the gear. So yeah, that was Saturday, July 12th in 2008. I guest posed. I can even tell you the song. It was Stone Temple Pilots, Down. Yeah, I remember. And I had a good time. And I dieted for, I I'd say like 85% of contest finish. I dieted for it because I wasn't competing. I didn't compete that year. I didn't compete again until 2009 Team Universe. I came back and did that show. But yeah. Oh, what a Facebook we have. Yeah, so El Campeón. Yeah. Let's see. So that was my guest posing. Why do people follow him? It's like watching a train wreck, Darren. It's just entertainment. You know, why do we like to see these gym fail videos of people getting hurt? Why would anybody want to see that? But, you know, we're morbid. We have this morbid curiosity. So I think the guy like that, like El Campeón, either people are just watching it to make fun of him, to laugh at him. Maybe they're impressed that he's not getting hurt. Maybe they're like waiting for him to get hurt. Although, you know, that would be the end of his videos for a long time. He's putting someone male stripping. Well, I didn't get any tips, so not quite the same. A couple of pictures to me of Victor Martinez's gym today. Oh, Nate. Steve Tello. That's Nate is getting ready in 2 weeks for. So Nate Tello he's a gym owner. He owns Gym Hub in downtown Boston. Awesome gym where his good friend Jose Raymond trains people out of there, coaches people out of there. Nate's also a coach. Nate is getting ready for Charlotte Pro or Atlanta Pro? I think it's the Atlanta Pro. Atlanta Pro. It's a 212 show in a couple weeks. Yeah. Oh, Victor was Victor was in Boston today, I guess. So Victor has he has a baby, he has a child. I don't know how old the child is now. He had, you know, he's got a few kids. He's got a few kids with a couple of different ladies, and one of them happens to live in the Boston area. So Victor does come to Boston. He lives in New Jersey, but yeah, he comes down to see his, I think it's a daughter, every now and then. He left me like an open invitation if you ever want to catch a workout. And I don't like working out with anybody anymore because I'm so banged up and I'm so limited in what I can do. I know I'm just going to like ruin their workout basically because if they can only do the things I have to do, like I can't deadlift. I'm back to squatting, light squatting. I can't do barbell rows. I can't do like dips anymore. I can't do any kind of free weight presses. So I'm going to make someone do a bunch of cables and machines with me. Yeah. Dave Thomas, didn't you once write an article about going on a Ronnie training camp on a cruise ship? So those are two different things. Many moons ago, and it was a cool article. So those are two different things. The cruise ship was Hani Rambod took a cruise with Ronnie. They were good friends. And we did it as a two-part series in his MD column, The Procreator. It was called Cruising with Ronnie, Part 1 and 2. We might have done 3 parts. But what you're talking about is a couple years before that, Ronnie had these workout weekends. I got some pictures from him. He had these workout weekends where it was like $800. Let me tell you, for $800, you got so much stuff. It was unbelievable. You got to work out at Metroflex once. You got to work out at his home gym. You worked out with Ronnie once. He took us to a Dallas Mavericks game. He took us out to eat 3 times a day. He was paying for all that. Jeez, what else? Took us to his church. It was like a rock concert. I know I have some pictures from it. I got to train legs with him. I ended up getting like 6. I made that like a six-part article because I think we were doing a Ronnie Coleman column in the magazine. We did that for years in MD, and I think I made that the subject matter for like 6 months running. I broke it up because there was so much stuff to talk about. We were able to. I was able to spread it out over 6 months. Yeah, where's all the Ronnie pictures? Come on now, Ron. Oh boy, I just want to find one at this point. Hang on, I got this. It's my Facebook album. Come on, man. Oh, there's when I used to squat 600 pounds. 600 pounds, that was not a full rep. And I had quite a spotter. So, yeah, can't count that. I'm trying to find just one from that Ronnie weekend. It was 2005 because he would win it was February and he would win his 8th and final Olympia that year, a little later than that. That September or October. So I got to train legs with him. There were 30 of us roughly, and they broke it up into groups. I think there was like 5 groups of about 5 people. So me and 4 other people out of the 30 were the only ones that got to train with Ronnie. And it was there were numbers pulled out of a hat. It really was pure chance. Luck of the draw. I could have ended up training like back with one of his, he had a few friends helping him there. Did I not make I didn't make a whole file for it, a whole album for it, did I? There's Ronnie and me in 2002. Look how young I was. Look at all that hair. He was enormous. He was enormous. Jeez. Oh, because that was photos of you. It wasn't bodybuilding. I had the wrong album up, guys. My bad. I'll find it, guys. I'll find it. I got to find this before I go, or it's going to bother me. Well, here's one very blurry, dark shot of me front squatting 405 with Ronnie spotting me. The only time in my life I ever front squatted 405. Never did it before then, never did it after then. It's because I had Ronnie Coleman yelling at me. I wasn't going to punk out in front of Ronnie. Did I get one more picture of Ronnie? I know I did. Come on, Ron. I know you had more pictures than that. I mean, it was an awesome experience. And like I said, that included the hotel. That included all the meals. There's no way Ronnie was making money on those workout weekends. I think he even confided to me that he didn't make money. He either broke even or he even lost maybe a little money, but he did it for the fans. He did it just as a way to pay back to the fans who had supported him throughout his career. That was when he came to Boston for a supplement store appearance a couple weeks after I got back to Boston. So I just seen him in Texas maybe 2 or 3 weeks before that, and he came out to Boston. So that was cool. Man, I don't know what I did with those albums. Silly Ron, tricks for kids. Old school, Istanbul, Costa Rica. I know I didn't make a whole album for Ronnie. What the hell did I do with all those pictures? They're not in the bodybuilding one, are they? They shouldn't be, because that's the one I just looked at. Anyway, I'm not going to make you guys keep looking at all that crap. Atlanta is where Nate's competing. Thank you. So it's the Atlanta Pro. And I believe Bo Lewis is doing it. I just talked to him recently. Bo is a New York Pro 212 champion. He's won a couple shows. He hasn't competed in a little while. Darren says, I'm not a bodybuilding expert. I always thought Victor Martinez should have won more than he did. Yeah. That 2007 Olympia, where Jay beat him, a lot of people still think Victor was the rightful winner of that show. Yeah, Paul, if you take the space away from pro and creator, you get pro creator. That was kind of an inside joke with me and Hani that whole time. Terrible example of any kind of training. Yeah, we're talking about the subject of this video, El Campeón. The rips are on the way out. I don't know. I don't know if he can get away with doing this indefinitely. I don't see how he's not putting so much strain on his tendons in the videos that we've seen so far that some cumulative damage is being done. And I don't wish harm on the guy. I don't want him to get hurt. I'm just saying it seems inevitable that if he keeps doing what he's doing, he's been lucky so far, but luck never holds out. Luck doesn't last forever. Eventually you run out of luck. Old school bodybuilding clothing was so cool back then. The Michael and Crazy were new school, so just a clown. That's going to have to be selfie queens. Well, I think I will show you one more thing. I'll show you my old school album because it's got a lot of old pictures from that era that we're talking about. Photos. So my old school album on my Facebook. It's 87, high school, 87. Young Ron. First, I've been competing. This is like my third show back in 1990. A&BC Natural, Massachusetts. It was a class of, they didn't have juniors or anything. I was open men at age, I was 20 years old. Yeah, 1990. I would turn 21 a few months afterwards, but here I was 20. There were like 23 guys in the class, 25 guys. I was like 14th or something. And second place was Tito Raymond, who was also 20 years old at the time. 95, 2002, 2002, 2002, 2002. I'm just trying to get to so here's a good example of the old school clothes. 1991, these T. Michael, the big baggy sweatshirts, the baggy jeans, the Bugle Boy jeans, the fanny pack. Nothing screams 1991 like that photo. That was 93 with me and Janet. 95, the best I ever looked natty. I was 180 pounds here, 182, something like that. Pretty small waist. That was 99, 2002. This was my first show on gear. It was July 4th, 1997. I did not diet properly for that show at all. Did not prepare the way I should have. I was not in great shape for that. 2002. Me and Janet. Me with Lou Ferrigno. It's Marisa. She's 30 now. So how old is this? 97. Yeah. This is 1997 on Venice Beach. That was the first time I ever went to Venice Beach back in April 88. It's competing. Again, summer 88, first time I ever went to Venice. Of course, so I was there that summer. I actually lived in Venice summer of 88, a really horrible little apartment, full of fleas near the beach, though. Didn't train at Gold's, didn't train at World. I trained at like a Nautilus gym. I was afraid to go to World Gym or Gold's Gym because I was so little and skinny. I was so intimidated. So that's Marisa, the one's 30 years old now with Flex. So this was like 95, 96. It was 95. Maybe 96. She looks about two. Oh, yeah, it says 96. Yeah, it was 1996. Jeez. Grainy. Look at that. So that's American Muscle Activewear. I was in their catalog. Janet, 7. It's funny. I remind myself so much of my son now in some ways because he's much younger than me. I posted that the other day. That's the best I ever looked as a natty. That was July 95. Back wasn't very thick at all, but I was very lean. Had a little waist. Could pull a great vacuum. And again, here's the first show I was ever on gear on. Look at that difference between last show I did as a natural, first show on gear. I know it's blurry, but I put on a good 20 pounds. Venice Beach, Boardwalk, 19, I don't know when this was, like 97. Ooh, young me. Look at those. I used to wear these hot skins tights everywhere. To the grocery store. I think I wore them to Disney World one time, Disneyland. Yeah, I was an idiot. There's Ronnie back in 02. Look at those pants. Look at those pants we had. Those big baggy pants from the 80s. Or the 90s, I should say. Look at those clothes. That curly hair sticking out there. Oh, boy. I was a meatball. I was natty here, but boy, was I fat. So I was like 230. 230, probably about 30, 40% body fat. Natty there. Natty there. Fat and natty here. Ripped and not natty there. There I am again. That's that same clothing catalog. Good times. Okay, that's enough of that. Ooh, stop sharing. Okay. All right, man. I'm going to take off, guys. So I want to wish you all a very, very happy Father's Day. All you dads out there, have a great day. Get some good food. Enjoy quality time with your family. If you like what you're seeing on the channel, guys, please subscribe, like, share, and ring that bell. Appreciate it. Doesn't cost you anything, but it really helps me out when you do that, as I'm trying to get this channel to grow. Recently hit 6,000 subs. Jen, who's partnering with me on this channel, our goal is 10,000 by the end of the summer. So every subscription helps. So please, if you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe little thing there. It says subscribe. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate it. And one last time, El Campeon, if you want to support him, he does have merch. Links on all his social media, on his YouTube, on his Instagram, El Campeon. So he's a good guy. His heart is in the right place. I just don't want to see anybody imitating him and getting really hurt because it could definitely happen. He's very lucky and he's very gifted with very, very exceptional tendon strength. It's clear to me that he has very strong tendons. Not everybody does. So please do not attempt any of those crazy lifts. Not worth getting even 1 million views if you're going to tear a muscle or herniate a disc or something like that. Those of you who've gone through injuries and recovering from those, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome weekend. I'll see you next time.